No matter if you're a free-to-play or a dolphin or a whale, Destiny Rising doesn't really care. There are two modes in this game that will separate the boys from the men, from the girls from the women. Those two are Calamity Ops and the Expanse levels 20 through 30. They don't care how much you've spent. They don't care how much you've grinded. They kind of care about your skill, but only to a point, because your knowledge is just as important to get through certain content. And they obviously care about certain characters like Gwen for one side of the Expanse and Estella or potentially Ningfei for the other side of the Expanse. And today I wanted to break it down to you and show you some really good tips and tricks that you can actually get these completed for the next reset that's going to be happening in a little over 3 days. So you need to get on this, and you can do it in that time, but you need to prioritize things if you've tried and you failed, like I have with my Akora, who was 69,000 and could not complete it. Well, I did this one thing, and in 2 or 3 tries, I was able to get through level 30 Expanse with my Akora. It took forever. I'm 3,000 on the leaderboards, but that's neither here nor there. So without further ado, let me bring you into my game and share some tips and tricks. So you've been in chaos mode, right? You've been trying to get that perfect artifact roll in the exotic artifact roll, and you think you got it. Well, let me be very clear. If that artifact did not actually come with any kind of weapon enhancements, in the terms of weapon enhancements, then you are unfortunately gonna be hurting in the future, okay? Because this little thing right here, this weapon enhancement thing, okay? Whatever artifact has it on there is premium. It's a premium. For harder level content that is not specifically geared towards a certain character like Gwen or Ningfei or Estella, and you're trying to do it from an off character, even those that are considered the recommended, you're going to need weapon enhancements to complete them in the time or quicker time for some of the time trials if you're trying to compete on the leaderboards. Weapon enhancement is one of your single biggest advancements, improvements to your actual build. If you feel like your guns are hidden like a wet noodle, it's because your weapon enhancement slots in your artifacts are not good. You either have none or you don't have enough. And the only 2 places that weapon enhancement slots can be is the 3rd and 4th position. That's the good news. You don't need a fully god roll of all 4 tiers to get weapon enhancements. No, you only need 2 of the 3rd and 4th artifacts to have a really good roll on weapon enhancements. Now, there's ways to circumvent the roll that you already have if you have a weapon enhancement roll that you don't like, and yet one's got 55, let's say, on the stat here, which is the highest it will go, and its damage bonus boost, and one has 38, right? Well, you can swap those stats using the refraction aspect of the game, Artifact Refractor. You can actually swap these stats. Yes, you might take an initial loss as far as actual value. That's why you do it as soon as you get the artifact. If you get an artifact that has a 38 statted weapon enhancement and a 55 statted something, you go right in there as soon as you can and you refract it without doing any other adjustments, without enhancing it, or without any kind of additional changes. And you try to get the weapon enhancement stat the highest it can possibly be. That's right, the highest it can possibly be. You want this to be not necessarily with something like damage bonus boost. You know what damage bonus boost does? It gives your whole entire fire team, not you, your fire team, extra stuff, not you. So the Expanse, the Calamity Ops is a little bit different, but the Expanse specifically is about you. So your weapon enhancements are one of the most important integral aspects of the artifact system that you have to focus on to make everything that you do matter in there. Another thing that people get lost on, They think they have a void character, and therefore something like solar boost is not going to help them. Well, if you have a solar primary, or an arc primary, or a void primary, a weapon, that helps you in those categories as well. So having something like a solar boost on Gwen may not be beneficial unless she's using a solar-based weapon. In her case, she's not. She's using all void, so you want to be straight void in this particular case. But with someone like Ikora, she has an arc weapon, and therefore, if you have an arc boost, it actually boosts her arc weapon, her primary, up. It makes it even stronger. Those are the elements that people kind of overlook and think, oh, well, damage bonus boost sounds really good. Like it would go towards, the ability to do more damage. No, it's for your fire team. And literally, if you're playing this game by yourself, this stat has zero benefit at all to you. Zero. There's no benefit. You need to be in a fire team to get this benefit. So I would not ever prioritize this. Yes, it's nice to have synergy with teams, and you can definitely get things done quicker if you have this bonus. I'm not disputing that. But I would not prioritize this initially in the game. This is something that you do long-term when you're trying to kit out something specific for a fire team, like a Calamity Ops run that's going to min-max things to get to Expert 1, Expert 2, Master 1. Stuff like that could benefit from this, but guess what benefits more from that? Weapon enhancement. This is your stat that you should be focusing on first and foremost. The second one, abilities. Signature abilities and ability strength is so important in things like the Expanse. It is going to be your go-to. Most likely, it's the thing that procs your weapons, procs your other abilities to be stronger. You want that to not feel like it's hidden and doing nothing. You want it to be impactful. And those things come from the ability strength. So this artifact here would be fine, technically, on a solar-based character or one that is running a solar-based weapon, either in their primary or their secondary slot, if it was not for the damage bonus boost. So how would you change this? Well, you could, in theory, go to Modify, you go here, and you go down to Attribute Transfer, and you would transfer to something that doesn't have that. Something like this. Weapon boost, super boost, ability boost, or ability strength, and vulnerability bonus. And these thumbs up don't always matter, okay? They don't always indicate what you should or shouldn't do for certain builds. However, in this case, weapon enhancement is a priority. Absolutely, 100%. Vulnerability bonus isn't bad. It actually helps with getting through some of the thicker armor or some of the defenses that these bosses, these yellow bars, these orange bars have. Ability strength we just talked about, and super boost is really good too, depending on what your super is, how long it lasts. All those things help benefit you. The one thing that doesn't is the damage bonus boost. It just doesn't. You should not try to look for it in any of your abilities when you first start out, when you're doing any of this content. Once you've completed a certain aspect and you've got to Expert 1 or 2, and you're trying to min-max your builds to get to Master 1 with a fire team, and you're trying to boost their bonuses and your bonuses, and you got weapon enhancement as well, and you got all these things, sure. But if you're struggling, don't even try it. Don't even do it, because it's not going to benefit you. And this is a little bit selfish, okay? It's a little bit selfish in this case. It is hugely important. Another thing, you got to know what characters should be running for their weapons, okay? I've done multiple tier lists now. If you haven't watched those, that's on you. And for the most part, they are correct. This is non-debatable, in my opinion. Gwen, the synergy between Concerto, the two buffs that it's had in the last couple weeks, with Retribution, Eternal Retribution, is insane. Is insane. Yes, you want, obviously, double mythic perks, and you don't necessarily want the ones that are thumbs up. Conjugation and Karmic Reward are great. You can obviously go with the 2 thumbs up with Dual Loader, and Karmic Reward is fine too. And there's plenty of other combinations in Eternal Retribution. It's why it gets an S tier on my actual tier list for mythic weapons, and Concerto gets an A tier because of its synergy. Great weapons. These two should be the two that you focus on with Gwen. Ikora, there is no other options besides the present fleet and the two-tailed fox. If you have Ikora and you're building Ikora, these are not disputable, and you need to level up two-tailed fox to maximize its potential. Not everybody's going to. I don't recommend it, But if you're that kind of guy like me, have the world's most powerful Ikora, you better believe that you better take time and attention on her and build her up, because she's weak initially, but she's very strong if you do the right things. And she's very strong. The 2 thumbs up in this case doesn't necessarily matter. Just like Retribution, there are plenty of other perks that would work with her as well, but you have to have the Present Fleet, which is her mythic weapon. Sworn Oath for both Wolf and Finala, unquestionably the best auto rifle in the entire game. It's better than Sweet Business. It's better than the Exotic. And this Patriot Sky Sword busts it deals with Shanks. It deals with servitors. It deals with brigands, all the extra barrier ones, okay? It does all of that. The heavy attack AoE can literally bust even Shinka servitors. It can. I tried it. It works. I'm not lying to you. It actually effectively deals with spread Shinkas. It is, or whatever, Shanks, spread Shanks, Shinka Shanks, whatever you want to call them. And then brigands, obviously, that is the most useful aspect of it, because it is a, you know the style, okay? Moving on. Estella, her sweet ears, pulse rifle. Again, you want it mythic. And currently, I'm using Voodoo Doll and Ensured Yields, but there are plenty of other combinations that you can use with sweet ears that will work. This is a fast style pulse rifle, and it's an arc, which should give you some elemental versatility. Again, Heir Apparent, I rank as an S tier. It's a great weapon. There is no other slot in this. The Gallows does not compete, in my opinion, for survivability, for utility, and for damage overall. We talked about the Wolf. The grenade launcher, you really don't even need this. In my opinion, because Wolf's ultimate is proccing every 55 seconds, and you have the auto rifle, and you have his abilities, that's what you prioritize. This thing is more it needs to go away, or we need new grenade launchers in the game. I don't even recommend that. Don't even worry about that slot, okay? Tan 2 and Yumiko. Again, Polaris Lance and this 40,000 side rail year. Obviously, mythic slots, again, you want that, prioritize that as much as possible. It doesn't have to be a double thumbs up one. I don't even have the double thumbs up one. Probably even better with the double thumbs up one, to be honest. You can go with the Borealis. You can go with the Izanagi's, and then alternatively, get something like Total Lockdown. But Total Lockdown has not produced enough damage, and comparably, this is the best setup for both of these characters, in my opinion. You got something like Atal with this hand cannon, just like it was with the Wolf with the grenade launcher. It's not very good. It does not rank as the top hand cannons in the world, nor does Crimson. Old Prefect is a lot better, in my opinion. It's the one you definitely want to prioritize if you can get it. If you have it. I have it on my other account. I don't have it on this account. Then you can make a case for something like End of Line for the Mythic. But otherwise, Royal Contravene is the way to go. This is an S-tier weapon that's being slept on, because mainly it's arc. All Atel is arc. I already talked about Yumiko. Jolder, my least favorite character in the entire game. This Wolf Pack with Ningfei and her, I'm telling you, this thing is insanely broken. This sword I've already talked about, fantastic. This crossbow here, besides having the Maharmuri, this crossbow, Sazo, is a very good component. It's in solar, so it procs those shields even easier in some cases than the Maharmuri, even though the Maharmuri is broken, needs to be brought back and needs to be scaled back. And the Wolfpack, even on him, this provides Ningfei a kit that nobody else has in the game. This provides Ningfei a kit that nobody has in the game. Ningfei is absolutely broken. Why haven't I leveled him? I didn't know that. Would I prioritize him if I known that? Maybe. Hindsight's 2020. Okay, we've already talked about K-Bar because we talked about Estella. Same thing, pulse rifle and Heir Apparent. Last but certainly not least, this fusion rifle, I don't know. I really don't, because if you have this, that's your answer. You have this and this, I would play. If I had that, I'd play Wanwei. I'd play him. Okay, I would. I don't know if he's viable in every format. I don't know if he's even viable in Expanse or Calamity Ops. He's probably not. But with Joden and with Eternal Retribution, I don't think you can go wrong, in my opinion. I think it would be very, very powerful. And it's a very good, versatile setup, just like Ning Fei. Not nearly as powerful as Ning Fei, obviously. Those are the things you need to know before going into Calamity Ops and the Expanse levels 20 through 30. Okay, and there's one last thing you need to know. Ning Fei, okay, is off from the season of Daybreak, right? Because it's Solar and Void. That doesn't matter with that character. That character in Calamity Ops is still broken, and is one of the reasons why people are getting to Master 1 because of his speed and his ability to keep on going throughout the map and doing certain check marks that need to be done in a certain amount of time to ensure multiplayers are met. He's broken. So you need a Ning Fei on your team most likely. And if you have a Ning Fei and you're still building your team, go ahead and build that guy. He's in the standard banner. You don't need many copies of him. 1, 2 is all you need. I'm serious. Prioritize this build. You get plenty of free currency in this game to build him. I don't think he's going to change, and most likely he's not going to get nerfed because this is a Chinese-developed game, and they don't really do nerfs. Not too much. Maybe some of the weapons will get adjusted here and there, but I doubt it. What we have in the game is what we have in the game, and future content might unfortunately be easier because of it, but we'll have to see. Thank you for watching. My name is Plazookas. I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.